Ladies and gentlemen, we are here a little earlier than usual, but we are in the building. When I say we, as you can see by now, you already know that I am not by myself. I have today a special guest on the show on today. One of the guys that most of you, if you've been watching Cowboy Talk, you pretty much know who he is already. But just in case you don't, for those that may listen to this a little bit later, this is Henny the Moore. This is Henny the Moore of HTM Sports. You should know him actually by he is the cousin and family member of West Coast Cowboy, and he is. I'm grateful that my brother don't mind coming hang with me. What's up, Henny?
Hey man, I can't call it, man. Just taking it a day at a time. It's a little late, but it's still Victory Monday, man. So, we walk around with our chest out, man.
Yeah, it's Victory Monday, and look, we're gonna carry this on because as much yep and talk that I heard from all these Philly folks, they just been mighty quiet lately. I don't know what's going on. Did you send an APB out on them yet? I don't know where they at.
Nah, man, they DOA, man. They dead on arrival, man. They little feelings got hurt on Christmas Eve. Had a heart attack watching the Cowboys drop 40 on their defense. So man, they gone, man. It's over with.
Yeah, I think they kind of lost right now. I think they kind of lost right now. I don't know what's going on with them, but we got a lot to talk about on the day. We got a few items. I see folks in the chat box. All right, let me speak. Key in the building, what's going on? Joe in the building, what's up? Appreciate you for sharing. For those that like to share, I appreciate it. Let them know that Henny the Moore is on the Big Time Show today. He is the star for the day because we very nice to our guests. You don't mind, I don't mind yielding at all. Just because we got so many guys and ladies also who are very knowledgeable in Dallas Cowboy Talk. And Henny the Moore is one of those who does articles. You see him on West Coast all the time. Now we're privileged to have him here. Let's go ahead and get started, Henny the Moore. As a guest, I let you run the show. How about that? What you want to talk about first, Henny the Moore? Look, and I just fill in. I'm nice to my guests. What you want to talk about first?
All right, man. So hey, since you're being so generous, man. That's giving, man. That's the Christmas spirit. Let's segue into it then, man. The Cowboy Nation is a season to be thankful for. Y'all need to be thankful for one Dak Prescott.
Oh my!
Listen, in a game where you had next to no run game, in a game where your offensive line gave up numerous pressures and 6 sacks, in a game where your defense did not play its best game, Dak Prescott got out of bed. He got his one turnover out the way, and then he continued to go crazy the rest of the day. Now, Dak finished the day out, man, over 120 passer rating.
Oh
He
my.
completed 77% of his passes.
Oh
He
my.
had a QBR of over 80.
Oh my.
Yeah, threw 3 touchdowns.
Oh my.
Overcame 2 10-point deficits.
Come on. No, he didn't.
Man, you got to give some love to Dak Prescott. And this is the beautiful thing. People been talking about, oh man, he been throwing a lot of interceptions. Well, since he's came back from injury, Dak Prescott is second in the NFL in touchdown passes.
What?
Only Joe Burrow has thrown more touchdowns than Dak Prescott since week 7.
What? Come on, Henry. You
So
must be talking
real.
about somebody else, Henry. You got to be. You got to be talking about somebody else.
Not only does Dak Prescott have the second most passing touchdowns in the NFL since he came back from injury, he also has the second highest completion percentage in the NFL for the entire season. Geno Smith was number 1 at 70%. Dak Prescott is number 2 at 69%. So man, like Dak Prescott is playing elite level football. I know a bunch of these talking heads, but specifically Shady McCoy, sorry ass, got on national TV talking about quarterback is ass. He is ass as an analyst because my quarterback is playing at an elite level. He is no less playing at a top 10 level. Like you can make an argument that he's playing at a top 5 level right now if you just want to be cool with it. Like there's guys that have played all year. They barely got more touchdown passes than Dak Prescott. Jalen Hurts has been playing football all year. He has 2 less passing touchdowns. He has 2 more passing touchdowns than Dak Prescott. That is it. Tom Brady been playing all year. He only has 1 more passing touchdown than Dak Prescott. Justin Herbert has been playing all damn year. He only has 1 more passing touchdown than Dak Prescott. So put some love on my quarterback name, man. My guy been balling. He been playing at a real good level. Everything points to that.
I see somebody chat. Listen. Y'all do us a favor. If y'all know any Eagle fans, like Travis just said here, Travis, go ahead now and share it and tag their name in it. See if they come on. Maybe they'll come in and I can see some uses. That'll bring a little bit more.
Hey, when roaches get hit with raid, they don't get back up. So we hit them roaches with the raid, that is over with. They somewhere in somebody's kitchen folded up in the corner. It's over with for Philly.
Maybe the bird went back in the nest, Henry. I don't know where he is. I'm on the search for him. I don't know, but I don't know. But let me add in, or at least tag in with Henry on Dak Prescott. See, Cowboy fans, this is what many of you have done because see, I done seen a few of the chats now. I ain't say nothing. I just saw a few people in different chats that I'm in. Y'all won't even concentrate on the 3 touchdowns. Y'all still want to talk about the pick 6. And I understand. It warrants a little conversation. I get that. But can you talk about what this dude did immediately after that? Instead of letting the pick 6, get on your conversation. This dude is a warrior. That's all I can say. He is a flat out warrior. This ain't the first time we seen him do stuff like this. So let's just be very clear. This dude is the truth. And he had an outstanding game. No doubt about it. We were given a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to go ahead and give him a 10. Now, the reason why I'm going to give him a 10, and I understand that is including the pick 6. Because it's really not about how you start. It's about how you finish. And what do you do when adversity comes your way? I don't know a better, please. He spotted, 10-point lead. And from that point on, it was just pure butt. Just shut them down. Now, here's the key thing, y'all. A lot of y'all got it wrong. Me and Henny are here to help you today. This is what you need to say. Because what the Eagle fans and the other Cowboy haters are saying is this. Well, y'all beat they backup quarterback. Your response probably was, well, y'all beat our starting backup quarterback. Our backup quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the wrong response. This is what you need to say. Kenny kind of already hit on it. But I'm going to go ahead and grill it. This is what you need to say. Dak Prescott didn't beat Minshew. He put 40 on a top 3 defense in the league. One no injuries over there. You know, it was some injuries later on in the game. But this is one of the top defenses in the whole game. He put 40 on them, y'all. Now, there's a lot of y'all saying he ain't got no wide receiver help other than CeeDee Lamb. Some of y'all saying he can't throw. Some of y'all saying he's not accurate. Some of y'all saying that we can't score quick, all that kind of stuff. The bottom line is this, ladies and gentlemen. He put 40 on a top defense. Forget Minshew. You know, Hurts don't play defense. Thank you, Joseph. I see you in there. Thank you, Joseph. I see you. Hurts, you're exactly right. Hurts don't play no defense. There was Slay over there. There was Granberry over there. There was Fletcher Cox. There was Joe. I mean, all them guys over there. Dak put 40 on them. Correct. And when you see that, that's what you look. That's what, especially if I got some Eagle fans that's gonna watch this a little later. That's what you need to be scared of, because he put 40. You really ain't should be no surprise. Y'all ain't beat Dak Prescott in God knows how long. Come on,
3 years.
Come on, how many? How many?
3 years. The Philadelphia Eagles have not beaten Dak Prescott in 3 years. They have not won a game in Dallas in 5 years.
Oh my God! So you're used to it. I mean, this really shouldn't be a surprise. That should happen. What should be a surprise to you is that y'all really thought, the Eagle fans, y'all really thought that y'all defense was superb. It has been, but you ain't ran against a buzzsaw in a while. And that's what you saw on this Christmas Eve. This is what we need to talk about. Forget did we beat Minshew, the bag of quarterback. We put 40 on your number 1 defense in the league. That's what you need to be scared of. And so what happens is, look, just in case we see y'all again, just in case we see y'all down the road, please understand, you ain't scaring nobody. You know, we here, and we're gonna do it. Now let's, Henry, if you don't mind, let's talk about I'm generous. Let's dissect the game just a little bit more in detail, because we're responsible podcasters and we tell the truth. Go ahead. I'll let you start off. I got one in mind, but you my guest. I'll let you start off. What you want to talk about dissecting the game? You go offense or defense? It don't make a difference.
We already gave love to the offense, so I'm a segue over to the defensive side of the ball real quick. So man, like, the defense did not play its best game, but we also got to understand the defense is not at full strength either. Because listen, we're missing 2 starting cornerbacks. We're missing our starting middle linebacker in Leighton Vander Esch. We're missing one of our starting defensive tackles in a guy like Hankins, who is probably our best run defender. So like, when you look at it, that's 4 guys. Like my cousin West Coast say, like, shit, 4 guys on an 11-man defense is a lot of bodies to account for. So like, you think about guys not playing, like, and it shows. Like, DaRon Bland has been exceptional, but he got picked on a little bit. He was playing on the outside when he normally plays at the slot position, and he had to deal with the side speed of AJ Brown. He had to deal with the speed of Devontae Smith, and they gave him issues at different times. But don't feel bad. Trayvon Diggs got picked on a little bit. They used his aggressiveness against him at least twice. They double moved him to death. Yeah. But you know what? The beautiful thing about it is they made enough plays for it not to matter. Yeah. Defense didn't force a single punt, but they got 4 turnovers. They made 2 huge interceptions. Yeah. Minshew gave you a freebie with a fumble snap, and then we forced the fumble on Miles Sanders. So like, we did make enough plays for it to actually matter, because your offense played good, complimentary football, and they turned those 4 turnovers into 20 points.
Let me say this. When we went into the game on Christmas Eve, one of the major things that was talked about was Boss Man Fat sitting on the bench, and the question mark of, okay, if you're gonna put him out there, who do you have that can be the CB2 actually? And I was saying, Penny, I was saying this about Bland. I said, well, I don't think we have to question can he play inside because that's what he's been doing pretty much the whole year. And of course, obviously, he has produced. We all know the picks, and I think he got a sack, and he plays good against the run as well. We knew that. But what we did not know, or at least I speak for myself, I wasn't sure. I was not sure if he could play outside, though. Okay. That was my only question that I had, and because he really hadn't played out there a lot, my question was, okay, can you put him outside and can he play outside and be as effective as he is inside? I really had one word about another pick. I was worried about would he be there when the ball get there? Will he be there to make the immediate tackle? When he give cushion, can he close it quick? Stuff like that. That's what I was looking for. And my goodness, boy, did that young man answer the question for me. He can play outside, Henry. He can play outside. So I think I got a clue on who our CB2 gonna be, probably for the remaining of the year. And Nashawn Wright played pretty decent as well, and maybe that's the nickel package. But if we're going base, I believe Bland done stepped up. And my goodness, and he playing almost like Trayvon Diggs, all these picks he got. I mean, matter of fact, it's Bland. Look, Michael Parsons said it after the game. He said he gonna have to joke with Diggs and say who is really the CB1 on his team. Bland showing out, man. What do you think about Bland, man?
Yeah, man. When a guy come in, especially a 5th round pick, man, comes in and get 5 interceptions in 6 games, man, it's certainly gonna turn heads. And man, he been productive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He been in tight coverage. A lot of the interceptions he's getting, he's taking the ball right out of receivers' hands. And you like to see that. It's not like he's just getting overthrown balls or anything, bad tips or anything. He's going and taking the ball. He's running the route with the receiver and taking the ball away. That is a very special skill set to have. And look, he's young. You can forgive some of the touchdowns he's allowed, but he's been there in coverage. Just know what you like to see, especially with Dan Quinn, because he is known for cover 3, but most of the time that he's been in Dallas, he's been playing cover 1, which is man with one single high safety. That's what he prefers to play in Dallas with the personnel he has. Now he was playing a lot of cover 3 due to the injuries recently, but if the run Bland can stay sticky in coverage and man coverage, we might go back to see more of that cover 1. Now that might pay dividends going forward. That we have not been that great. We have not been that great in cover 3 or cover 2 or any other zone we done put out there. So our best defensive packages right now involve man coverage with a single high robber. So if the run Bland can hold up in coverage on the outside man to man, we can get back to what we do the best.
When you look at this stat here that Joseph, appreciate the comment, Joseph, when he put that up there, and stats don't lie. He got 6 stars and 5 picks. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's real telling about how you're gonna attack him. He can do it. I mean, I even saw him press people. You know what I'm saying? He puts his hands on. He's strong. It's obvious that he can cover. But he's effective. I see. Hey, Coach Marv, I see you. Coach Marv came in and said we played a lot of zone that game. If we played a lot of zone, what it lets you know is that as far as the ball getting there, he's there on time, at least to contest the throw. And we all saw what he did when he picked it off. So, this dude is a little advanced. Matter of fact, if you want to go individual-wise, he should be in the conversation for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, I'm just going to throw that out there.
If he had played all year, I don't think it would have been close. They're going to give it to Sauce Gardner just because he's playing from start to finish. But the run Bland, he definitely deserves credit, deserves love, deserves all that because he's been spectacular. And I know some people are not big fans of PFF, but just look at his grades on there. He got a 72 overall grade. That's spectacular. He has a 75.3 coverage grade. That's spectacular. Run defense, he has a 62. That's not bad for a defensive back. That's not bad.
Yeah.
So like he is grading out just like what the film says. The film says he is good in coverage, that he gets his hands on the ball, he excels with his physicality. The numbers show that as well. So you got to be happy with finding a guy like him, especially like I know a lot of guys were not high on Anthony Brown, but once you saw what Joseph did, if DeBron Bland was not on this team, we would have no answers for that because Joseph was getting towed out the frame.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Coach Morrow told me to look at this. So Big Show, he said, remember the Alamo. Kellen, don't forget the running game like we forgot about it after the New England game last year. Well, you're absolutely right, Coach. We already know. I ain't even got to him yet, but it's really a prayer that need to go with Kellen Moore. I'll get into him a little bit later, but let me say this.
If you want to segue, we can talk about the run game.
No, I want to go one more thing on defense though, and I guess you can count this as a negative. We are very small in the middle. Even though when we look at the running game, I think we only gave up 87 yards. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I think we gave up only 87 yards.
It was under 90. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, and I will admit having Hurts not there kind of made it much easier to guard them in the running game because Minshew does not run. So I'm fully aware of that, but that ain't got nothing to do with that. He didn't play. We boxed him up. Sanders, he really didn't have a great game. Got a few good runs in the middle, but anytime that you can hold a defense, your running game to under 100 yards rushing, you playing, pretty good defense. So for one game, we did hold them down pretty good. But futuristically, though, we really do need to have Hankins come back. We really need some beef up the middle because when they did run, you could see that, we were getting pushed around in the middle a whole lot. So, it's, I don't know who put this right. Let's go. Man. Somebody putting a live thing in there. Who are you? I'm about to delete you. Well, they ain't
put a live in here.
I don't know. This is a live right here. My goodness. This is a live right here.
Yeah, we ain't fooling with these folks, man.
No.
Probably Eagle fan trying to get the show taken down, man.
Oh man, you can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. I can't let it happen. But real about that, Henry, we're really, Gallimore and it just long enough if you ask me. I believe he's a playmaker. OC is a playmaker, but a run stuffer. That's really not him. Bohanna, I really ain't seen them, but I will say this, and kudos, I tip my hat to Carlos Watkins, man, because let me say something about him. He makes plays, and he's big. He makes plays. I'm talking about he makes the strip fumble, of course, he had, but I'm going back to even last year. Carlos Watkins makes plays, and I'm talking about he's big enough, the way he can hold his own down low, but we really do need Hankins back at least. Or Bohanna need to catch something and go crazy. Talk to me, Henry, about that.
Yeah, man, we're definitely small, especially at defensive tackle, and when you factor in the fact that we play a lot of big nickel with the safeties playing linebacker, that's why guys like Jerron Kearse and Donovan Wilson have the statistics that they have. They're playing around the line of scrimmage. Donovan Wilson has 4 sacks. That's because he's playing right there at the line of scrimmage. He's getting his nose in. So, when you go that small at your linebacker position, especially with Leighton Vander Esch being gone, you cannot also backdoor and have undersized defensive tackles. So, we will need Hankins to eventually come back and be healthy to contribute. We're going to need Bohannon to get more playing time alongside him. Because listen, even though he's not playing particularly great, you can't teach 350 pounds.
No,
so at least he is a space eater. So at least some of the holes that would be there, you can clog them up just by putting the big body out there. I know alone they don't get washed and get in the way of your linebackers, of course. But that's neither here nor there. So we just need them to find a defensive package to get your best run stoppers on the ground on early downs, and force them into obvious passing situations. You need to win on first down.
One other thing that great comment by Joe here. I totally forgot about him, and this is that the absence of Sam Williams. He makes a difference as well. He's super strong, can hold the edge. He's great against the run so far, for what we've seen. So we got players that are in the cage getting ready to come back in. These last few weeks are here. These last few weeks. And I believe that we're going to get better Cowboy fans, even in the run defense. And we're going to need to because obviously as we look, not too far down the road, but when we start talking the playoffs, we already know that every team that's already, kind of locked in runs the football pretty decently. I don't care who it is. We know what Philly can do. We know, of course, what San Francisco does. Minnesota runs the ball well. The only team that has a slight question mark may be Tampa, and that's if Tampa make it. Let me throw that in. Carolina, if Carolina makes it, Carolina runs the ball
very well.
Tremendously well. So we really got to get this squared away as best as we can heading down these months, and we're gonna have a tremendous test. We'll get into that in a few minutes next week because we already know what Tennessee is gonna do. It ain't even a question about what they're getting ready to do. They're gonna run the ball. So, and of course, they got one of the best to do it as their lead. So we know we got to do something real quick, and we need the players to come back. Let's go. Let's segue back to Kellen Moore, Henry. I'll let you go. Because mine is more of a slight complaint, but go ahead.
Nah, man, you know how we all feel about Kellen Moore. He's very hit or miss, man, because he'll call some good plays, like the touchdown pass, the touchdown play to CeeDee Lamb on 3rd and 6. I like the concept. They had a guy to take the flat. They made the receiver choose. There was a high-low behind it with a corner route. He chose wrong. CeeDee Lamb was wide open for a touchdown. He hit the safety with a spin move and walked into the end zone. It's concepts like that, that's fine and dandy. There was a good play, good read, good throw by Prescott. But, our issues with Kellen Moore is stuff like the flea flicker that came out of nowhere. Your offense was working. Your regular offense was working. You were making plays with it. But you threw in a flea flicker. And I get it. Like, if Tyler Smith picked up the man, it's a 30-yard completion. But he didn't. You put him in a bad spot. Dak Prescott got sacked. We're behind the chains. So, there have been plenty of times where Kellen Moore play caller puts us behind the sticks, and it's always off a gadget play. It's off the double reverses. It's off the flea flickers. It's off the little cutesy plays. Those are my main issues with Kellen Moore. That and situational play calling. There are plenty of times that we're still throwing the ball when we have leads, when we should be running the ball to try and shorten the game up. So, those are my issues with Kellen Moore. I think he's a great play designer, but he has issues calling good plays at times.
Yeah, I call it situational football. That's what I call it. I ain't even talking about the time management thing. I'm just talking about situational football. When we had the momentum, when we got the turnover, we were probably right at the 47, 48-yard line. And the first play, you knew. So he's so predictable that when you even put in Turpin, which he did on that play, you put in Turpin, you automatically know some type of gadget play is coming. Because when Turpin comes in, he never gets a real straight-up play. And if he comes in, it's going to be a jet sweep. It's really that simple. And that's exactly what he did. But then he put the twist in a throwback, which is dangerous by itself, and threw it to Dak, and it wasn't fooling nobody. See, these are the plays that really irritates me when it comes to Kellen Moore. You always got to find a way to get real cute and to get real finesse when it's time to smack somebody in their mouth. It's just that simple. Line up. If we get the big play, it's fine. Hit the man, hit somebody in their mouth, get the 3-4 yards. Let's go to second down instead of getting the little cute play and go to 2nd and 20. It is totally ridiculous. And Kellen does this at least 2 to 3 times a game where it have you scratching your head. And I just think it's a part of him. I don't know how many times we keep complaining about it, keep talking about it, but week after week, it keeps going on. So I'm just thinking, like, nobody ain't talking to them about this. Nobody not stopping them because this is happening every week. Which all we can do, Cowboy fans, do this: pray to God that this doesn't. That when it happens in the playoff, that it just don't kill us, because he is a tricky, finesse offensive coordinator. I'm still begging him to get physical, which I will give him credit for, Henry. I give him credit for this game. He stayed committed to the running game. I will give it to him. That it wasn't explosive. Pollard really didn't have a great game running, but he did have a great game catching the football. You see what I'm saying? He did that. That was big. He got his touches that way. Zeke was hammering. Really didn't get a crazy all that. Henny, Coach, I don't know if you see it. Coach Price just asked us. I'll just put it up there for you. He said, "I know you the stat man." He said, "Can you give us that passing stats off play action passing?" Trust me, Henny gonna have it for it in just a second. Cedric, I like what you said. Run Pollard more with sweeps. Well, that's one of his strengths, but it's almost predictable when he comes in, because when they see Pollard, it's rare when Pollard gets called plays up the middle. It's kind of like with Zeke. Every time Zeke get the ball, there's something going hammering up the middle. Cowboys are kind of predictable, but they ain't stopping it. But I agree with you. The more times Pollard touch the ball, the better for us that's going to be. There's no question about that. I mean, he's just a difference maker in the game. Zeke is good too, but we're trying our best to kind of figure out more, and he's easy to figure out, and it hurts so bad. But Dak, to be honest with y'all, Dak covered. He covered Moore and McCarthy with his play, because there was some time management issues again. It seemed to follow us everywhere around. When Dak ran the ball, I think he left 2:01 on the clock, and then the first play, Kellen calls a bootleg. I don't know, but he took a sack forward, and it was just unbelievable how, week after week we get hit with the same time management situations, and we ended up getting the same question mark results. And I just don't understand why Kellen does this. But hey, Dak Prescott made up for all that. That's what I told y'all sometimes. Remember what I always have said, that the talent level sometimes has to override the bad coaching or the bad decision making. That's what the talent level has to do. You saw that Christmas Eve, that the talent level of Dak Prescott covered a lot of the boo-boo type stuff that was going on in the mind of Kellen Moore. That's what I got. Henny, you done found that yet?
I'm looking for it right now. I'm on Pro Football Focus, so I'm trying to find the splits for his passing attempts. So just give me a second. I'll have it for you.
Go ahead. I get it. And so we'll just move on to Coach McCarthy. I'm glad that he used, he had some fourth down that, sometimes he usually go for. He made right decisions this time by punting the football. One thing about our defense, it is the classic bend but don't break type feel. You don't get your yards, but when it's time to step up, this defense stepped up mightily. How about Mr. Curse, y'all? How about Mr. Curse? He was one of the main ones that was talking a lot of trash, not at Philadelphia, but he was talking, saying, hey, we're going to get this stuff going. We're going to get this stuff going. Mr. Curse, man, had a tremendous game for our defense as well. And let me get this last thing before I go back to the offense. Kudos to Mike McCarthy, because this was a game management decision. Michael Parsons was spent. Michael Parsons' energy was gone. Totally.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I found it.
Go ahead, Henry.
His play action, it was not a good play action game. So we only ran play action on 6 attempts. There were 4 completions off of there for 66.7 completion percentage, 51 yards, but 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. Because the 1 interception he threw for a pick 6 was off of play action.
Yeah.
So this is actually weird. On non-play action plays, it was 79.5% of the pass plays called. He had, let's see, there were 29 attempts without play action. He completed 23 of them, 79.3 percent completion percentage, 269 yards, 10.2 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns, a 91.3 offensive grade, a 90.4 passing grade.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, then that opens up another whole conversation, because what I heard most people say is that gotta have play action to succeed. That's what I heard. But
it's sort of hard to have play action when you can't run the ball efficiently.
Yeah. And what that mean is he just lined up and just started cooking without play action. That means he was reading the defense well. Some of y'all think he can't read defenses. That means that he was accurate, obviously, to have that type of quarterback rating. And he did not have the use of play. Remember, we did not run the ball well. We just stayed committed to it. We didn't run the ball quite well now. We weren't just hot. But we did enough to get it going. So Dak Prescott, again, y'all, this was one of his best games. I mean, hello. I mean, really one of his better games that you ever see. And let's throw in CeeDee Lamb. Oh, my God. I believe CeeDee done shut all this conversation up. For those that have said that he's not a number 1 receiver, I think that is put to bed forever now. He once again dominated in the passing game. CeeDee was just simply, he showed why he was voted to the Pro Bowl this year, and well earned. And you can see that connection actually getting better and better and better. He's dominant in the slot. When he gets in the slot, ain't nobody guard him. Nobody.
Right. And hey, just to add on to this, how good CeeDee Lamb has been playing. I still think we should have kept Amari Cooper, because I would have kept Amari Cooper over Sonny Michael Gallup. I love the guy, but it is what it is. However, in CeeDee Lamb's defense, he now has more receiving yards this season than Amari Cooper has ever had in a career. He has already broken the 1,200 yard mark. Amari Cooper has never done that in his career. He already has 8 receiving touchdowns. That is Amari Cooper's career high in a season, is 8. So now he already broke Amari Cooper's receiving yards mark for his career. He also can break his receiving touchdown mark, next week. 1 touchdown dozen.
Wow.
Also, he has the most receiving yards by any Cowboys player in franchise history in his first 3 seasons. CeeDee Lamb has done that.
Wow. Let me say this. And I see the comments. I see Coach. I see what you said. Let me tell y'all, so y'all really understand. And Coach Mar comment up here. I'm gonna put it on there. I won't even go on that route, but I mean, let it speak for yourself. I mean, look at that. That's without Dak for 5 games. I mean, come on.
Correct.
We talking about possibly the leading receiver in the league if Dak would have been there. But what I want to go with is, for those that don't understand really how dominant CeeDee is, let's look at the receiving corps. You got Gallup, who's still not 100% right, okay? Noah Brown is, solid player, but nothing that you're scared of. So a lot of people say we don't have a receiving corps. So CeeDee's getting all the double teams. He's getting all the double teams. All the attention is put his way. And this is y'all. Look at the stats here that Coach Mara put up. These are the stats that you get when you know that everybody is gone. I mean, on the other side, I really don't feel like, Henry, I really don't feel like nobody really scared of Gallup. you'll sacrifice one-on-one to Gallup. Because, you know, he's just not, he's not a speedster. He's not going to blow the top off of defense. He's excellent inside, but you're not really worried about him really breaking tackles. I ain't saying, them really do that a whole lot lately. So you're really not scared of. I'd rather have Michael Gallup beat me rather than having CD torch me. So CD is getting all the double teams, all the attention, all the respect that a number one receiver goes. And again, look at the stat line right here. This is this Justin Jefferson category. This is, he's in that Diggs and Buffalo category and all that. When you put numbers up like this, it lets you know that you are a dominant receiver. And this is what we're seeing now. To talk about that a little bit here.
Yeah, man. So, another fun stat for you. Outside of guys, everybody not named CeeDee Lamb is at the bottom of the league in separation, according to multiple sources of NFL that keep these statistics. So, like, nobody else is really getting open. Nobody else is really getting separation outside of CeeDee Lamb. So, that's why I get it. I don't really think we needed another receiver, but, that's why they went out and got T.Y. Hilton. He's a guy that you saw, like, last game. He can run by somebody if you're not careful. Like, he's older, but he ran a 4.3 coming to the league. He probably still run a 4.4. 4.3, good day. His knees ain't aching. You feel a little younger some days than others. So, the fact that CeeDee Lamb has been able to get out there and produce at the level that he has, despite not having other talent around him, we lost Cedric Wilson in the offseason, lost Amari Cooper in the offseason. Michael Gallup, like you said, he's still not 100% after recovering from ACL surgery. So, it's commendable. And then, like you said, Dak Prescott wasn't there for 5 games. He catching passes from Cooper Rush.
Yeah. So,
he can easily be having a 1,400, 1,500 yard season if Dak Prescott played full amount of games. But just look at the offensive production with Dak Prescott on the field. You're averaging 36 points. You're averaging, close to 500 yards in an offense. You're one of the most effective teams on third down and one of the more effective teams in the red zone with Dak Prescott back. So, like, everybody has gotten a boost. Dalton Schultz numbers got a boost when Dak Prescott came back. So, like, it's only reasonable to think that would be true for CeeDee Lamb as well. And, I just want to also touch on the fact CeeDee Lamb is playing a lot in the slot right now. And that is actually good coaching because playing in the slot is one of the hardest places for people to double team with somebody. Because where you going to bring it from? You're going to bring the safety down. You're going to complement your back end of your defense to double team one guy. And, that's where like an acquisition of a T.Y. Hilton can help you. Because now T.Y. Hilton's one-on-one. Yeah. Now, just like you seen on the 3rd and 30, Turpin was actually on the field for that play. They lined Turpin up right beside T.Y. Hilton. Yeah. The Dallas Cowboys had their 2 fastest players on one side of the ball. And, that extra attention allowed, T.Y. Hilton to get up past Darius Slay in that concept. So, like, there are different things that we can do, especially if they're going to give all this attention to CeeDee Lamb to put our other receivers in position too. So, like, I like it. I think we're doing a good job. And this is actually what we've been asking them to do for years. We wanted them to do this with Amari Cooper. This is all we were asking for, give Amari Cooper the targets, put Amari Cooper in position to be successful. And they weren't doing that. And I guess they learned, they watched enough film, they see the error of their ways by doing this with Lamb. Yeah. It's not too little too late, especially going into the playoffs. We can still build on this.
Yeah. That part is correct. And I guess in a sense, you got to tip your hat to Kellen Moore on that as well. Since he's designing and he understands that he should be put in the slot a little bit more. We beg for that for Cooper as well. Cooper was excellent in the slot. So he's figuring everything out. Let's talk about T.Y. real quick. If there were any questions about can he move, I think that's shot down real quick. Everybody know the play I'm talking about, 3rd and 30. Basically just a go route. And he just blew by everybody. So he was not lying when he said that he can run. Now, the word from what everybody is saying is this. They kept saying, he said it. And then Coach McCarthy came back in his press conference and said he knows the playbook. All right. He said he knows he's grasped it very well. T.Y. said, I got it. I'm ready. I got the playbook. And if he got the playbook like that and he's a veteran, then I got a little concept that I think need to happen. That's what I got, Henry. See if you agree with me on this one, and everybody in the chat. I think I think Coach kind of hit on it, which is I should have had him on the show too, because we kind of think alike. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about this, Henry, because one of the hidden things that people don't even understand about Gallup is this. Gallup also can play the slot. All right. How about we put up T.Y.? I think T.Y. can do the slot. I know T.Y. can do it as well. But how about this formation here? How about we take T.Y. outside? Ooh, Gallup inside. Well, put Gallup back outside and then move CD back in the slot. But you line both of them up on the same side. T.Y. and CD. You can't guard it. You just can't. You can't guard it. What I'm saying is, instead of Noah Brown being the third receiver, since he knows the playbook now, it's going to bring T.Y. in. Because you can see how much damage he really can do. One of the things that if you remember him playing with the coach, he was so great, going across the middle. He was great playing outside, and he could play the slot as well. So, you can line him up anywhere. You can line Gallup. Gallup has played slot before. CD, of course, has played. We almost back where we were when we had Cooper, Cedric, and Lamb out there, and Gallup. We almost right. That we ain't seen it other than one pass. But T.Y., I think it's safe to say he's a veteran. He can play. So I think that it's time to incorporate him into it, and I think that's going to make the offense even better than what we have right now. Give me your thoughts on that.
I am always in agreement with moving players around in different formations to catch the defense off guard, putting players in advantageous situations. So yes, if he can play slot, put him in the slot. Like you said, we seen he can run. Imagine if he's in a slot in a defensive package where a linebacker has to guard him. Because we seen linebackers get stuck on wide receivers and coverage before, and it's not pretty. So I'm always down with that. Especially don't just even limit it to T.Y. like you're saying. Like put Turpin out there. Like he is probably the fastest guy you have on your team. He made a Pro Bowl as a return specialist. You got a guy with that much juice. Put him in position to get the ball in open space. Same thing with Tony Pollard. Now we got plenty of guys that can run now. And that he's like T.Y. had added speed and a veteran presence. But we've been talking about putting Tony Pollard in similar situations. We've been talking about putting Turpin in similar situations. I just want to see it. I want to see it.
Let me and the reason why I'm saying this is because it all goes back to what I've always said about Kellen Moore. We almost right at the same spot where we were last year. It's taken a special year by the Eagles to keep us primarily almost at a number one seed, to be honest with you. We lost a few games, but I'm saying it took a special year by the Eagles to keep us from the division. 11-4, you usually win your division. And somebody has to be really on a special type year like the Eagles are. They only lost 2 games. And it takes something like that. But usually a record like we have usually win, you're well ahead of the division by now. But this is the reason why I'm saying it's time to put, and it's going to be kind of backwards in what I'm being ready to say here, is because I don't trust Kellen Moore. All right. I just know this is where we were last year, and he took an amnesia pill and forgot that we supposed to run the football. So, and I hate to say it, and I can't charge him for yesterday because he stayed committed to it. I give him that, but I just got a feeling that he's gonna try to ride this offense out because, I think of what you said. I think you say Dak averaged 36.5 points a game with the offense like that, and usually a lot of it is coming from the passing game. I really believe that he's going to catch amnesia again and forget it. But if you're gonna do that, if that's the way it's gonna be, make sure you got the weapons out there that's gonna add to it. And that's all I'm saying. Because I don't trust Kellen Moore. I just don't. I don't trust him in it. I don't. And if he's gonna pass it, don't put Ty out there and make this. Give him all the weapons that he needs. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about that. Talk to me about that. I just don't trust Kellen Moore. I can see it coming.
Well, Kellen Moore does have tendencies to get pass happy, but I can't really say too much about anything because he has times when he should run the ball more, but I think we're like top 3 in rushing attempts in football. So I know that he doesn't always call the best run plays. I know he sometimes does it begrudgingly, but as long as he does it, I do not give a damn. So I have issues with Kellen Moore at times, but he is running the ball right now. Yeah. So until I see him actually go full away from it, then I'm gonna let him make it for right now. But yeah. I do have something I want to answer Mr. Breedlove's question. He said he want to wait and hear a conversation about the in-depth calls made by RDC.
Yeah, that's why I left it up there.
So listen, I'm not going to just fully say that they are in-depth calls because like I touched on it earlier, he's missing damn near half of his defense. He's missing two defensive backs. He's missing a linebacker. He's missing a defensive tackle. Like, what really do you want him to do?
Throw in a defensive end on it because he missed Sam Williams that game too.
Mr. Sam Williams missed time too. So we got all these different. Then hell, Michael Parsons was limited with an illness. That's why he was out of breath at the end of the game. So there are a bunch of things, and not like he playing with a full deck of cards. Now I get it. Like the defense has not played up to the level that it did to start the season. We only have 1 sack in the last 3 games. Like he deserves some criticism. All right. So he does deserve some criticism. But I'm not going to go all the way out there and say inept. I'm going to say that the defense has struggled. But when you're missing that much personnel, you're missing that much experience, you're missing that much impact, then let's keep it real. Like even though I'm not the biggest Leighton Vander Esch fan, he is your best middle linebacker on the team right now. Yeah. I know a lot of y'all are not big fans of Anthony Brown. He was your best outside corner. Yeah. Jordan Lewis is a little different. I think Deron Bland was going to take his job either way, but that is still a guy with playoff experience. He's been in the NFL as a starting quarterback since 2017. And, you miss guys like that can analyze plays and be in the right spot. You miss guys like Hankins who've been in the league 7 to 8 years. You miss the presence that Sam Williams can give you as a pass rusher and an extra defender. So he's doing the best job he can. With limited personnel, and you know what? We're still winning games. Like we still have 4 turnovers. Yeah. You got to also think about that. Yes, they gave up points, but that is a damn good offense we played. We played some damn good. We played some damn good teams these last two games. Because if you look at Jacksonville, they're the number 4 seed in the AFC right now. That's the playoff team we went in there and played, and we still down there beat them. You look at the Eagles. They got 2,000-yard receivers. They got a great offensive line. They got a Pro Bowl running back. So when you look at the firepower they have, we did pretty damn good to hold them guys down to 27 points. We did pretty damn good to hold Jacksonville down to 34 points. Especially with Kelvin Joseph playing. Kelvin Joseph solely gave up two touchdowns by himself. Yeah. So it is what it is. And yeah, you say you can't have the DBs at 10. But send pressure up front when hot read will be made. Yeah. Exactly. You also listen. He doesn't trust his corners. When you have inexperienced corners, I would rather them go up the first down than the touchdown. It is a trade-off. There is a reason that Kelvin Joseph gave up the touchdowns that he gave up. And look, I get it. Certain situations, they don't need to be 10 yards back on 3rd and 8.
There you go.
They don't need to be 7 yards back when there's only 6 yards to go to get into the end zone. I do feel you on that part, but he is doing the best he can with the personnel. But like I said, now that Darren Bland has shown more, he had another productive game on the outside. Maybe his trust in the defensive backs grows. Maybe he'll be more comfortable playing man again. So
let me add to that. I believe that the injuries, Coach Breedlove, I believe that the injuries have kind of changed two things. It changed the scheme that Quinn runs, and then number two, I really believe it kind of changed the attack because we really haven't really been sending a lot of folks in. We did that the last drive, but we really been trying to get in just with our front four as far as rush and pressure goes. And even though we didn't get the sacks, the pressures are there. But we just ain't put the quarterback down. So I believe that, because of the personnel, I believe that Quinn, and I think the only way we're going to have to see this unless we get the all 22 out, which I haven't done yet. I believe that if we see that, we'll see 7 people and, dropping back. So, and I think that's a good move because I really believe that we ran a lot of zone, a little bit more zone than we usually do. And that has to do. Go ahead. What you say here?
No, I said we ran a lot more zone than we usually do.
We ran there because, as Henny just said, because I don't think he really trusts our corners. And let me say this, Dez got baked. He's greedy, and he paid the price for it. He paid the price last game, and he paid the price this game. Big plays where he's just trying to bite on stuff and trying to do it, but the trade-off is you get to look bad, and that's what he did. And then, I've never been, this is me now, some of you guys may do it, I've never been a fan of a rookie cornerback. I've never been a fan of it. I just believe there's just such a difference, and guys get baked, all that kind of stuff. Sauce is in New York Jets, he's different. When Ramsey came in, Ramsey was different. When he talk about Diggs got baked early on, but he made some plays. I just never trusted it. I think Quinn is still in that mode. And then you got to keep this in mind. Nahshon Wright. He got a couple of, he's not a man-to-man type guy. He's more of a cover 3 type corner. Bland can do it all, to be honest with you. Diz can do it all, but he's just a risk taker. So when you got that, you got to bend, but don't break. That's the way I'm looking at it. So I think that the scheme-wise, I don't like that 10 yards off and all that I don't like that myself, Coach. It is what it is, but I just think that Coach Breedlove said, but fundamentals don't change. Watching DTs running plays, their backs are toward the sideline instead of the goalpost. That means lanes are open, being killed lately against the run. Yeah, we touched on that earlier, Coach, about the run, and it was more. We didn't get over 100 yards. Now they only got 87 yards.
Right.
We really wasn't no gigantic big plays. We talked about that earlier, Coach, about how the defensive tackles are small. We getting pushed out the way. But fortunately, we did just enough that we can kind of pull off on that part. We've been going for an hour, Henny. This is usually my time when I go ahead and open up the phone lines. And I know Coach Marv, I know he's ready to go to work. So the call-in line is open right now. Let me block this person. Block this person real quick.
What they talking about?
Some hot girls for you, so
Oh no.
Yeah, it's these folks here, so it is what it is. They block. The call-in line is open right now. You can see it 901-654-6853. You can go ahead and call in right now. Let's see what you're talking about. And I believe this is the one and only Coach Marv in the building. If I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Coach, call in again. Call in again, Coach. I know that's you. I know it's you. Call in again. I don't know what happened.
So, hey,
Go
I know
ahead,
this
Coach.
is I know this is not fully Dallas Cowboys related, but you did see the injury that Lane Johnson suffered, correct?
Huge loss. Lane Johnson looked like he's going. Now, one thing that they said, Henny, on that, they said that he'll be gone probably for the season. They weren't specific about playoff because they immediately started talking about playoffs on there. So
Yeah, I did my research on it. So they
Go
said
ahead.
that there's a possibility that he could be back for the playoffs, but it is also dependent on his pain tolerance. So they said he probably will eventually have to have surgery on that injury. So he gonna see if he can play through, but it's gonna hinder him even if he does come back for the playoffs. So like
Gotcha.
that's really up in the air. Now, as they also lost their starting cornerback in the slot, Avonte Maddox. And that's why I be telling these folks, like, man, all these games count because there is no guarantees that they can go in there, compromise offensive line, compromise defense, injure quarterback or backup quarterback, and win these 2 games at the end. Because both these teams are playing for stuff. The New Orleans Saints, as bad as they have been, can still win out and with a little help be the number 4 seed in the NFL. The New York Giants probably need the game at the end of the season to get into the playoffs, so they're gonna be playing that game with all their starters. So like. The Eagles wanted to be in a position, especially with these 2 injuries, to be in a position to rest their players and get them healthy for this stretch run. But now they got to go out there. They might have to put Jalen Hurts back out there while missing a starting offensive tackle. They might have to put their other defensive starters out there and open them up to the possibility of injury. And like I said, I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want people to take that the wrong way. But no, injuries are part of the game.
Yeah.
And like you never want to risk playing your starters in games that you don't have to.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe he's in the building. I believe Coach Marv is in the building.
Yes. How y'all doing?
Can you hear him?
We're good.
Yeah,
Coach,
we're
I can hear him.
Let me know. Hold on, Coach. Just before you start, I need say something, Coach. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you well. Go ahead, Coach. You got it. You got the dance.
All right. You know something, man. I want to really first. I want to echo what Coach B-Love was talking about. I know we talking about injuries, but what I have been seeing, I'm seeing a lot of what we call discipline issues and fundamental issues that has been hurting our defense. Even with our pass rush, if you watch our pass rush, you're seeing quarterbacks get out the side door because our pass rush integrity is not good. We got defensive ends trying to make their move because they're trying to take the inside route. We got out the side door, and anytime you quarterback get out when he slides out the pocket on the side and gets into the flat and be able to make a pass, that means you're not surrounding the quarterback. You're not collapsing the pocket. You bring guys. You got one guy on top of each other. I watched a couple times instances in the game when we had Micah at linebacker and we bought a double. We got blitz and the quarterback got out the side door because we had guys on top of each other.
Yeah,
and that's where you get to the point where guys are not being disciplined enough to do their job and understand that I may have to give up my pressure and let it come back to me, but still be in the area I need to be. And that's the same thing with Coach Brelow was talking about in the run game. I'm seeing a great initial thrust from our linemen, but I see a lot of guys on top of each other. And it's not that they're not getting, in some cases getting blown away. It's because, again, it goes back to what the Cowboys had said a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, about run gap integrity. And we're not doing those. And it seems like what we're doing is playing with athletes and not playing where we're supposed to be playing with athletes with fundamentals.
Yeah.
Fundamentals will have to tighten up, especially when you get in this time of the year, because 2 people not doing their job and not being where they need to be can cause gashes.
Yeah.
So I want to see us get a little bit more sound in the fundamental things, and for our coaching staff not to really get on these guys when it's no more my bad that I went where I was supposed to be, because we too far in the season now for it to be my bad.
Yeah.
But that's and I want to get back to
let me throw this pig off there, coach. They gonna have to get that straight before Thursday, because you better be responsible for your gap this Thursday, because we already know Henry gonna get the ball at least 35 times. You already know that.
And yes, and I think if you look at the run games against us, we may be a little bit better with Henry, because Henry is more of a stick it on the ground, and the holes got to be there. He's not going to really slide between a couple of holes. If you look at the Philadelphia game, they got a couple of runs to the outside where we jam the middle, but the guy that on the outside of the defensive end, he went inside to try to make a big play, lost contained, and running back slide to his right, slide to his left. Now he's out the side door. And with defense, you don't want guys to get out. You want them to try to go out the back door. That means they're going backwards. Never you want them to come out the side door or go out the front door. Because they go out the front door, they're going up the field. They come out the side door, they get out the side door, then they go up the field. So you want to surround them and cut and make them see less green grass and more of your jerseys in every gap, and everybody's conversion on the surrounding the running back and getting hits on the running back. And I don't think Henry is that type of guy, but we still gonna have to be solid with the middle at a point of attack. But I want to see us rally and get to and be a more disciplined defense in all those areas. And I think that's and I think that goes to one of the guys that I don't know. He must be in the doghouse big time, because when I was watching the game, our linebackers got attacked viciously in the underneath routes, because our depth and our speed of flowing with the receivers and cutting off some of those passing lanes to help our defensive backs out. Barr is too slow to do that. We even brought in Luke Gifford in, because Barr was just too slow in that. And I just don't understand when teams go pass happy against us, when we get up on them and they go and they're doing a lot of those drag routes, which if we're going into zone coverage and we're playing a lot of zone, if we're playing a lot of zone, it is imperative that we have fast linebackers and they can cover up some of the underneath coverages to allow the zone to shift and cut stuff off.
Yeah.
This is where I don't understand why in the world is Jabril Cox such in the doghouse. If he can listen, I will only bring him in when I want him to play the underneath pass coverage. He is a natural pass defender, and you can't tell me he's not faster with better ball skills that can maybe get his hands on some of those underneath routes and control the middle of the field and take some of those flat floor linebackers off the field. He's not even.
Yeah, he got to be he got to be way back in the doghouse. He's not touching the deal at all. And what you thought about that real quick?
In regards to Jabril Cox, because he can't tackle. Like, he's a guy that misses tackles on special teams, so I don't think they trust him to be out there, because he was missing. Listen, last off season preseason, he had a game where he missed like 6 tackles in the limited snaps that he did play. He gets on special team and he missed tackles sometimes. So like, he has all the physical gifts, but if I can't trust a linebacker to tackle, what do I need a linebacker on the field for? And that's probably the same way that they feel about him. He can do everything. He can do all the things you want. He was a coverage guy. He was a guy that played a lot of snaps at safety. So like, he's a guy that you could get out there to cover. But once the guy gets in his zone, can he bring him down? And that's really going to be the issue with Jabril Cox. So like, outside of the one play that he made, I would think I have to. Yeah, outside of one play that he made,
I have to take that chance.
You think you take the chance?
Yeah, I think I have to take that chance. I rather take that chance that he's going to be there, and we can talk about on. Now I wouldn't take that chance in the run game, but if in the pass coverage, I'll take the chance that he's going to be able to get his hands on the ball, or he may be to get a pick, like the ball's not going to bust him in the hands like Bob, did the other day and not gonna get an interception,
Whoa.
or gonna be at least gonna be in the way where our defensive backs can rotate and get there a little bit because you got a window closed.
Well, put
I'll
it
take
this
that
way.
chance.
Put it this way, Coach. Put it this way, Coach. He will get there quicker than Bar will. that's for sure.
So, but I want to say this one last thing, Big Show. We were talking about the offense, and we're talking about, you know, and I put the comment that I remember the Alamo, because I remember how we won 6 games in a row, and we went to a New England game, and Dak Prescott put on a outstanding show. Yeah. But we forget that we ran the ball 30 times in that game, and that slowed the pass rush down enough for us to be able to do that in the overtime, in the third quarter, and overtime in last year's game. Yeah. Again, our commitment to the run was good because we did have some success in the running game, but Philadelphia really brought their safeties down, and they brought their safeties and attacked the run game. Yeah. That's how they slowed that run game down, and to the point where they just moved their safeties out and they went cover 2, cover 3, and they just got their safeties out of the box. Yeah. But at that time, Dak Prescott was hot in their secondary coverage with their safeties, which I think is their weak point, was vulnerable. But I think we still need to keep that philosophy because when we get into when we get into bad weather, or we get into these playoffs and when the games get tight, the commitment to running the ball and having that commitment there. And I understand that we have been committed all year, but I don't want to see the pass happy stuff come, because by the time we see it, it might be too late. Yeah. It's a playoff game and we out the door. So I want to see if we hope we can keep that philosophy. And I would say this about the receivers. One thing about our slot receivers, and Henry probably can contest to this, we get on Noah Brown a lot. But Noah Brown is very important in our run game, because they use Noah Brown to block a lot in line coming in off cutoff block.
Yeah.
And a lot of receivers don't. Yeah, a lot of receivers don't like doing that. So, but in that instance, yes, okay, that's his niche. Yeah. So when we have that, but I would like to see T.Y. Hilton more on the X. This might mean cutting out some of Michael Gallup's reps, because Michael Gallup gets no separation and his deep threat to this point is over. But in the scramble drill and in red zone, he is important because he's a physical high point type of receiver and can get scrambled and catch difficult passes because of his strength. But in the middle of the field, T.Y. will give you a better X, and you will have to double him. Our X receiver, Gallup gets probably single coverage more than any receiver on the Cowboys. Yeah. But if you get T.Y. there, and he gets, because the X receiver is not running that many type of route, but T.Y. post 9 routes, even comebacks are going to be open, and it's going to be hard when you rotate CD Lamb on that side to be the slot for you to double CD Lamb and pay attention to a guy like T.Y. that can still run by people. Not saying put the guy on the sideline forever, but I really think T.Y. would be a better option in the middle of the field at X than Michael Gallup. Yeah. Michael Gallup be a better red zone guy because he does very good in the scramble, and when they close screens, when they in the red zone, we scrambling and moving, the quarterback moving, high pointing the ball, and those things. Maybe he might be a better go across the middle player where he can just work on linebackers underneath coverage. Yeah. But T.Y., his speed would be a better outside guy.
I agree with
As always, fellas. I love what y'all do, brother.
Appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate your input, man. Brother.
We coming back. Sometime this week to talk about it. Thank y'all for popping in. That was the one and only. That's Coach Mar that was here with us on this. We thank him obviously for his input. Always cool with me. Thanks, Coach. I think he gone. All right. Well, listen, Henry, I think we done covered it. I'm coming back, y'all, before Thursday. I don't know what day. I'm off. because I really haven't dived into Tennessee real quick. I'm gonna dive into them probably tonight, tomorrow, and then we can go ahead and go and crank it up. But I'm quite sure you done kind of looked at them already. Let's go ahead and let's segue real quick, and this is how we'll close. What's your thoughts about Tennessee so far, real quick?
Well, this is the thing. I do not know yet because I don't know yet who we are going to be playing. And I say that because of this. Because of the way that Tennessee and Jacksonville's division is set up, no matter what happens this week, the winner of their game in week 18 is going to win the division for the 4th seed. So it doesn't matter if they win this game. It doesn't matter if Jacksonville loses this game. It doesn't matter what happens. They could draw, do whatever. Week 18, they play each other for the division. So there's already talk that Tennessee might rest their starters to get them healthy for the last game of the year.
That's a very interesting point.
That's very interesting. You may not even see Derrick Henry. If Malik Willis is planning to be that starting quarterback, we may see the guy behind him. You never know. So that's something to keep an eye out on. Of course, Dallas is going to prepare like the starters are going to play, but there's already rumblings that they are going to take their guys out and get them healthy for week 18 so they can get into the playoffs. So like this game is what Philadelphia Dr. Glass game was for them. This game really is pointless for them because no matter what they do, all they need is week 18.
Wow. Well, that I didn't even think because I don't keep up with Tennessee, but that is why Henny is here because he knows it all. So I would not be surprised since he threw that up that we start seeing that Henry possibly will not play. That's huge. They're already on their backup quarterback. I know that in Malik Willis, who's a true rookie in his playing. I can say that if they do play, we obviously know. I think they're gonna do it anyway because of the coach they have. Vrabel is a Belichick kind of that type dude. He attacks weaknesses. The weakness of the Dallas Cowboy defense is the run game. I would think that whoever is playing, that we're going to get a healthy dose of running the football as far as defensively is concerned. I think we got to be ready. It's just going to be interesting to see since Henry threw that up. I'm going to have to go check out Tennessee and see what they're talking about, first of all. But that opens up a whole conversation. Cowboys just need to win. Somebody put it up earlier. I think it was Joe. This just show you how strange this year is. And I guess we'll finish out with this. Cowboys possibly could win these last 2 games and end up 13-4. 13-4 usually gets you either a number 1 or number 2 seed in the playoffs. No question about it. 13-4 will usually win your division. No question. But this year, 13-4 is going to give us a 5 seed in the playoffs. That is unheard of. That is strange. We possibly could have the number 2 defense. We possibly have the number 2 best record in the whole NFC, and we'll be on the road the whole time. It just goes to show you how crazy this year has been. We possibly could have the number 2 overall record in the NFC and will be a 5 seed. But hey, when you look at the road to the Super Bowl, hey, I don't mind being 5th seed. Get me Tampa or Carolina. Hey, we got to see everybody. Ain't no hiding nowhere. If we fortunate to get them, it's either going to be San Francisco probably or Philly or whoever we got to go see. That's who we got to go see, or they come to us. So it's no hide. I want us to end 13-4. I do. I want all the confidence up. I want all the energy up. I don't want them stumbling in. I want them to win. That's what I want. I want them to go ahead and play. If that means my guys playing, so be it. Let them play. And then what you think about it, man?
I agree with that, but hey, I'm gonna have to cut off.
Yeah, we about to close it up.
Yeah, I'm about to cut off right now. I just realized they just came and told me we have a water leak, so I'm gonna go and take care of it.
Go ahead and take care of him. God bless your family, man.
Hey, I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, man.
Hey, pleasure. Right, hey, we're gonna do it again real soon.
Got you, Henry. I got you, brother.
Yes,
Thank you. All right. Y'all pray for Henry's family. You told me earlier they had a pipe froze out up there where he stays. We've been going through this the whole time. Appreciate him hanging with me. Appreciate him doing the show with me, and that's how we'll close. Hey, close the book on Philadelphia. We now head to Nashville. Go see Tennessee Titans. The road to the playoffs continue. We got to go ahead and handle our business, y'all. You know, I don't care if Henry playing or whoever. We need to go to work. It's just that simple. It's not time to be thinking about sitting folks down and all that. Not for us. We got work to do. So if Tennessee sit Henry down, no, so be it. Hey, that's it. That's their team. I can care less. I want Henry to play because I want the challenge of a top-notch run. Yeah, Henry lives in Texas, I believe. I believe so, Joe. But I want the challenge of playing Derrick Henry. That's the only way you get better. I don't want the backup. I want the starter in. I want the monsters. Let's bring them on. Let's go. All right. I'll see you guys possibly tomorrow. I'm off. You know what I'm saying? I'm all working all the way up to January, so I'm off. I can come in anytime. I know I didn't send out a like I usually do a preview or whatever to your devices. So just turn on those live notifications. Hopefully you guys will come hang with me. I know that this is not my regular time, but this is the time I could get Henny to do the show. We talked about it. So we just did the show. So there's no show tonight at 7. At least I don't think. At least I don't think. You know, y'all, if I catch fire, I'm gonna go on and talk some more. But as for now, thank you guys for hanging with me. Let's go ahead and leave. Y'all know how we leave. Let's get these hand claps together, get these clap emojis so we can get out of here. Okay, as you can see by the ticker there, you see how you can support the show, obviously. I would appreciate it if you do. Just give me especially at YouTube there, that don't cost you anything. It just costs you just a few seconds. Push that subscribe button and that bell to let you know the live notifications on. That won't cost you anything. I appreciate all the support. Appreciate Coach Marv, Coach Breedlove, Joe, Shane. Appreciate, of course, Henry, who hang with me. Greg, I see you. Greg, let me close with Greg. Greg said, here's a thought: all the Cowboys remaining games are on the road that include the playoff. Exactly. That was our last home game, so I love it. Nashville would be electric Thursday night. It's the Cowboys coming home. Memphis, Tennessee, is so many Cowboy fans up here. I know many people that are going to the game. I'm not going because I'm not really I'm kind of slightly under the weather. I didn't want to go out there sitting in no cold, all night long. I watch it on TV. But I know Tennessee. Look, this really might be a home game, even though we're on the road. I believe, Greg, this is going to be a home game. There are so many Dallas Cowboy fans in Tennessee. It really is. Watch, it's going to be a home game for us in Nashville. So I'm expecting it. All right, I appreciate y'all. Let's get out of here. I'll see you guys a little bit later on. Until then, this has been, the Big Time Show.